It's been quite a while since I posted a video. Just lazy, I guess. But I recently took a trip to visit some family in the Florida Keys, and I put together this video to show you what I got up to. I was on my annual westbound trip from Pennsylvania to Arizona. At the time, I was in Gulf Shores, Alabama. I left the motorhome for 6 days and flew on Silver Airways from Pensacola to Key West. It was a great trip, so I invite you to come along. Now, roll that intro. As I mentioned, I flew from Pensacola to Key West. After arriving, I got the tour of the place and had an opportunity to take some photos. Then the rest of the family arrived, we got settled, and had homemade fajitas for dinner. The next day, we decided to try the stand-up paddleboards and kayaks. Yours truly had not much luck standing up on the paddleboard, so I settled for kneeling, but we had a nice paddle around the area. After some lunch, we decided to try our hand at fishing. But first, we had to deal with a massive manatee that had swam into the canal. We didn't want to risk running the boat with him in such close proximity. He certainly enjoyed drinking the fresh water from the hose. With some help from the neighbor to lure him away with fresh drinking water further up the canal, we were able to safely set out on our fishing adventure. That night, we had dinner at a place called Square Grouper. I had the Thai sweet chili bowl with grilled shrimp. The next day, it was time to tend to the crab traps. So we got some bait and headed out to pull the traps, harvest any crab claws that met the size criteria, and restock the traps with bait.
Biggest claws I've ever pulled, but it's a light. I can feel it. So he's gonna go back. other words, there's no meaning.
That afternoon, Tim took us up in his airplane for a short sightseeing tour around the Keys. That evening, we headed down to Key West for sunset and had dinner at Conch Republic. The next morning, there were more crab traps to tend, so we got to work. After tending the traps, we made a picnic lunch and headed over to Picnic Island. That evening, we had dinner at Boondocks Grill. I had the wedge salad with shrimp. The next morning, we tried the stand-up paddle boards again. I was determined to master it, and finally did after many attempts. We had lunch consisting of our crab harvest and marinated shrimp on skewers. It was delicious. That evening, we headed back to Key West for dinner at Seven Fish. I had the Thai curry snapper. The next day, it was time to depart. On the way to the Key West airport, we checked out Fort East Martello, which is right next to the airport. We saw Robert the doll. I didn't take any photos of Robert. If you know, you know. There was also some other cool artwork in the museum. 2 more flights on Silver Airways, and I was back in Gulf Shores. Well, that wraps up this little adventure. I hope you enjoyed coming along for the ride. Hopefully, I'll get back to making some regular videos of my RV travels. If you like what I'm doing here, please consider subscribing. I'll see you in the next one.